Okay, so we've established if we're southpaw or orthodox. Now we need to establish how our stance works within that. So I'm southpaw, I'll be operating out of the southpaw stance, i.e. left-handed. If you are orthodox, please don't mirror or mimic me. You operate in the orthodox stance with the verbal cues and teachings that I'm giving you. So boxing stance. How do we figure out what a nice base is to operate it out of? Now there's many stances in boxing. We're just going to go for a good foundational fundamental boxing stance. So for me, I'm going to imagine there's a line cutting through my body. Bing, 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 bing. Lead foot or my right foot is going to make contact. Big toe is going to make contact with that line. My rear foot, the heel of my rear foot is also going to make contact with that line. Now, you can see my stance. My feet aren't completely straight. My lead foot is turned in about 10 to 15 degrees of internal rotation. My rear foot a little bit more. So my rear foot has about 30 to 40 degrees of internal rotation. Now, between boxes, primarily due to skeleton and anatomy, this may not feel spectacular for you. This may feel tight, you may feel jammed up, you may want to come a little bit wider with that rear foot, fine, and it may allow you to move better. For me, this is what I'm looking at. So this is my stance, I feel comfortable on it. So remember, we're cut through the middle, big toe makes contact with that line, rear foot, the heel of the rear foot makes contact with our imaginary line as well. If you want a visual cue, why not use one? So you could grab yourself a stick, like a dowel stick, put that on the ground, and again, it's the same cues. Lead foot of the big toe touches, rear foot, heel touches. For me, I take a baby step a bit wider, and there's my boxing stance. Now within stance, we need to consider how rigid we are. We want loose knees. So take my boxing stance, loose knees, and from this position, I more or less can move in every direction. I can defend in every direction. I can move my body through space without losing my balance. Importantly, I can also generate torque or rotation through my feet in this position. That's really important. So I can turn through the ground and involve my hip. For example, if we're in the bladed position, it becomes much harder for me to generate torque through my hip as I cannot turn through. I can't generate proper hip rotation if I'm in this bladed position, right? As opposed to if I take my proper boxing stance, now I can whip my hip through on my punches. So stance is really foundational in becoming a good boxer. So there's your stance. A couple of shitty things I see with boxing stance. Again, it's that bladed position. Let's avoid being bladed. You're not Bivol. Hate to break it to you. Too square. Look how big that surface area is, right? Your feet are tracking forward. Your hips are jammed up. You can't generate torque through that movement. And look how big the surface area is. You're a very easy target to hit right now, as opposed to here right now. We want to make ourselves as small a target as possible. They're probably the two main problems I see with the base of a stance without introducing movement. When we start moving and we have weight distribution change, their own issues present themselves, and that's what we'll cover in the next topic.